My locks are giving. I'm just feeling myself today. Don't mind me, ignore me. But yeah. So hi once again. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Som with all of my locks, and today I'm going to be talking about products we use on our hair. But first of all, if you are new to our channel, thank you so much for clicking on that link. Subscribe and join the tribe. And when you're done subscribing, please go one more step and click the notification bell so that you're aware every time we post. We post every Friday 2 p.m. West African time, so you can look out for our videos. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for continuing to stick with us. My daughter and I appreciate you guys so very, very much. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Okay, so like I was saying before, I just realized that I haven't ever done like one video just talking specifically about our products. Obviously, if you've ever watched any of our styling videos, you probably have seen one or two of the things we use, but I realized that I didn't have any one particular video just dedicated to products and nothing else. So the topic for today, we're discussing products that we use for our hair, and honestly we keep it really, really simple, really, really basic, because locks are supposed to be simple. I always say this, like, I got locks because I'm too lazy for the loose natural hair life. Okay, so anything that is going to stress me, you best believe I'm not going to do it. There is nothing, absolutely nothing that we use for our locks besides the stuff I'm going to show you today in terms of product. Okay, so I'm going to start from, I'm going to treat this like this is a typical wash day. Okay, and I'm going to start from there. So the very first thing, if we're going to wash our hair, is black soap. Okay, this is just like an old honey container which I put the black soap in. So typically the black soap comes, it looks like sand or dirt, for US viewers. That's what it looks like. So what I typically do is I do a 1 to half blend of the dirt or the black soap and water. So 1 cup of the black soap to half a cup of water, and then I blend on high speed, and then it gives you the consistency of brownie batter. It looks exactly like brownie batter when you're done. And then I take about a full tablespoon of that in this amount of water. Okay, and you can see I deliberately, it's very liquidy, it's very watery. Okay, and that's done on purpose because, like I always say, whatever you put in your locks tends to stay in your locks. So the best way to make sure that it all washes out is to make it as liquid as possible. The reason I have it in this bottle is because I like the way, I don't know if you guys can see that. So you can see that even though I'm doing this, it isn't coming out. Okay, it has a special, I don't think you guys will be able to see, but I'm going to try and come as close. It has a special valve there, so in order to, like, look at that, it's not coming out even though it's really liquid. So in order to get it to come out, you need to actually squeeze, you need to put pressure, which I'm not about to do. Just as a warning, this can be really, really, really messy. So what I tend to do is to try and synchronize my hair wash days with days that I know I'm going to be washing the bathtub, the shower. Okay, otherwise you might end up with brown stains everywhere. It does wash off easily, just FYI, so no problems with that, but it's a bit messy, just as a heads up. And then, depending on whose hair wash day it is, I could also use, so this is my favorite. It's by VO5. This is the Sun Kissed Raspberries by VO5 shampoo. Okay, this is my favorite. We've talked about it in some other videos. And then for my daughter, this is currently her favorite. It used to be strawberries and cream, but right now this is what she seems to be enjoying the most. So this is the kiwi lime, also by VO5. And honestly, if I'm being honest, the only reason why we use this is for the scent. Cause black soap, some people don't mind it, but it's the scent of black soap is something that you it takes a little bit of getting used to, and so if you don't really care for it, you could follow up with any shampoo that you like. Now the honest truth of the matter is, as a loose natural, I used to use these just because they were dirt cheap. At the time they were like 88 cents per bottle. However, I have fussy hair. Okay, there was absolutely nothing moisturizing about this shampoo for my hair. All right. So even though yes, it does say moisturizing on the bottle, if you're a true 4C, right, I don't think it would hurt to wash your locks with this. Obviously, they have the moisturizing and the clarifying versions. We're not using it because of any moisturizing or clarifying purposes, because that's what the black soap is for, right? Black soap is extremely stripping, extremely clarifying. What the black soap does, if you're a DIYer, what the black soap does is to strip your hair essentially. So pretty much the same thing that the Sister Locks starter shampoo does. It just strips your hair and clarifies it essentially. After the wash, we'll towel dry. Please be sure to use a lint-free towel that won't leave lint in your hair, because again, anything that goes on your locks tends to stay in your locks. So we towel dry. For my daughter, after towel drying, she has really teeny tiny locks, so for her it's just enough to, I just plop her in front of a fan, or a standing fan, for about 15-20 minutes, and she's good to go. So when we're about 95% dry, we would then follow with coconut oil, and these are the brands we use. We don't favor any particular brand, forgive my nails. So I think this is Avila, and this is Luciano. I hope I'm saying the name right. And if you can see, they both come with a spray pump head, right? And the reason for that, I had this discussion with one of my faves, one of my loves on her channel, I believe. If I remember her name, I'll link it here. She has gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous sister locks. And I think she's had them for over almost 10 years or more. And we're talking about products. That was actually where I got the idea for this video. And she lives in Canada, and so she was asking, how do you deal with like the little lumps that you get, the little tiny white lumps that you get? And I said to her, we don't get lumps. I live in Abuja in Nigeria. The lowest the temperatures you're going to get in Abuja, typically the low temperatures are like high 60s, and by the time you get to the high 60s, people are pulling out sweaters. No cap. So as you can see, the coconut oil comes with like a spray nozzle, because here in Abuja, and I don't know if you can see this, coconut oil is always at this consistency. It never congeals. The only way to get coconut oil to congeal in Abuja is to put it in the fridge. Okay, so yeah, if you go to the stores, you're typically going to find coconut oil being sold in a bottle with a spray pump on the head, right? Which for those of our friends in North America might sound rather odd, because over there, at room temperature, coconut oil is usually congealed for much of the year, probably except for summer. But then even in summer, the air conditioning would be on in the stores anyway. So yeah, but in Abuja, you spray your coconut oil out of the bottle. So we use that on our scalp. Well, I used it on my daughter's scalp and the locks. For me, for the most part, on wash day, I would use coconut oil on my scalp. I found that for me, I don't like coconut oil on my locks. My locks seem to do pretty okay without the oil. Um, in the dry season, though, I would always follow up a wash with coconut oil to my locks. But right now, we're like at peak rainy season. There's a ton of moisture in the air, so the moisture in the air really seems to be all I need. The coconut oil on my scalp is because I just use a clarifying soap to wash my scalp. Obviously, if I don't replace that oil, I'm going to end up with a ton of flakes. Um, so for me, I find that coconut oil to my scalp is all I need. Um, if I find that my hair seems to be dry and I now begin to sound like a broken record. It honestly almost never is. Because like I said, there's a lot of humidity in the air. And then I sleep with my satin bonnet. So I find that when I wake up most mornings, it's a double-lined satin bonnet. When I wake up most mornings, my locks feel pretty good. So for me, it really is very much, if you don't need it, don't use it. And I wash my hair every 3 weeks. So I think it's safe to say that my scalp gets oiled every 3 weeks. The only other time I would probably use coconut oil on my locks, um, if it's not wash day, is if I'm getting a retie and they're doing locksmithing on the locks, which is just to like smooth the frizzes away. Then yes, in that case, whoever is doing my hair will probably have like some coconut oil on her hands, just to give that good, to get the movement going really easily when the locksmithing is being done. But other than that, for the most part, I don't like the feel, and especially when my hair is hanging down and touching my skin, my face. I find that my face and coconut oil don't really get along very well. On the rest of my body, it's awesome. Like, it just soaks right in. On my face, not so much. So I try to avoid that. But my daughter's hair loves coconut oil. Like, it just, it just soaks it all in and, asks for more. So moving right along. So what I have here in this spray bottle, and this is for the non-wash days. So on days when our locks need like a quick refresher, if the air isn't as humid, or if wash day was a while away and we haven't moisturized in a while, typically, or if I want to style, if we're going to style our hair or manipulate it in any way, this is what is in here in this spray bottle is drinking water, okay, with a few drops of essential oil. And the essential oil I favor is tea tree oil. We do not, again, just like the coconut oil, we're not, we don't stick to a specific brand. So there's this brand which I really like, and I've been using for years now. I think pretty much since I started doing my locks. I think it's made in developed in the UK and manufactured in the People's Republic of Congo, I believe. And then there's this brand, Blomera, which I recently discovered. Okay. And they're fine as well. So these are both different brands of tea tree oil. So what we do is to put 15 drops. So this is about, let me say, I want to say roughly 1.5 cups of water. I would fill the bottle to right about the neck where the concentric rings start from. and then add to that 15 drops of tea tree oil, and then shake, shake, shake. So the reason why it looks cloudy is because I just shook it really hard to disperse the oil, right? Because we know that oil and water don't mix, and so if you want to get like a good mix of the oil and the water, you need to shake really hard. And the reason why I recommend that you use distilled water or drinking water is just so that you start off with water that is relatively germ or bacteria free, because if you don't finish your mixture quickly, there's a tendency, if the bacterial load is high, for germs to multiply, and then you're spraying that on your hair, and then you're wondering why you're itching and your hair is smelling funky. Although it's very unlikely to happen because of the tea tree oil. Tea tree oil is bacteriostatic, I believe. I don't think it's bactericidal. I don't think it actually kills the germs. I start to be corrected, but it does slow down the rate of multiplication. But if you know you're not going to be going through the entire contents that quickly, you might want to make a smaller batch, or I don't know, maybe pop it in the fridge or something. I don't know. So yeah, that is that. There's nothing else that we use. I've shown you guys pretty much an entire. So the Blomera guys were doing like a sale at a point. I think it was buy 4 get 1 free. And so I got the tea tree oil, the rosemary oil, and the lavender oil. They look exactly like this. The only difference is the color on the paper on the front. So on occasion when I'm feeling fancy, because I love the combination of rosemary and lavender oils. Oh, the smell is to die for. So I would put about 20 drops of lavender and 10 drops of rosemary oil, and then shake. I don't know, it's purely for the smell and nothing else. However, what I know I have also used on some of my clients, if I'm trying to stimulate hair growth, is I would make rosemary tea, which is essentially just, you know, a cup of water, and then put in your dry rosemary leaves. If you have fresh rosemary, even better. I think the brand I use is Spice Supreme. Just your regular dry rosemary leaves I use for cooking. And put about a tablespoon of dry rosemary leaves in a cup of water, and then the moment it begins to boil, you turn it off. You don't want to boil for too long. Turn it off, allow the leaves to steep. The longer the better, and then strain. And of course, because I told you I like the combination of lavender and rosemary, so I would usually add like a little bit of lavender oil to that, and then use it on my clients. But for the most part, our lock is very, very basic products, and that's it. Honestly, it's not really about the product. It's about really reducing manipulation, making sure you wash as often as you need to, because you want your scalp, where your hair is going out from, to be as clean and as clear as possible, and just being patient with yourself. That's what it really is about. Okay.
Hi guys.
She decided to join me at the last moment, so I'm going to scoot over.
We just wanted to make a surprise entrance.
Okay, so let's move you back a little bit. Hold on. There we go.
Hi guys.
So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to end this one.
Bye-bye,
until our next video. Stay blessed.
Bye bye, my wonderful fans.